Right, good morning. This is my morning routine. I'm going to update it just because it's changed a tiny bit. And this is as real as it gets. I'm fresh out of bed, no shower, haven't been up very long at all, haven't had any food. And this is what I will do pretty much every morning. I'm doing it outside because that's where I usually do it, because I love to get the sunlight as early as possible. The only thing really that is different is I've got a top on. And that's about it. So we're going to get started. You can follow along with me, or you can just learn this, and as you've watched it a couple of times, you'll just be able to do it without watching it. But the more you can come back to it, it's actually great for my channel, so that'd be appreciated. It would be appreciated if you could do that. First of all, I literally just like to do some jumps. Nothing too crazy. I like to face the sun as well, actually, but for the sake of the video, I'll miss out on that sunlight a little bit. 30 to 50 jumps, nothing too crazy, and you can do this. I've got a mic on, so I don't really want to bounce it around, but you can do this like as crazy as you want. It feels great if you just get all that lymphatic drainage out, jumping around, waking up the system. And then before we start from head to toe, I like to just do some spinal waves, leaning back as much as I can, and then tucking that chin and trying to imagine like you're doing like a standing spinal segmentation. Get down into a Jefferson curl, touch the toes or as far as you can go, and then lift the head first to open all the way back up. And just 3 to 4 reps of these, nice and slow. These feel unbelievable in the morning. I love to move my spine as soon as I can. You can also do these on your hands and knees, like normal spinal segmentation. It's like a cat-cow, but just a little bit more focused on moving one vertebrae at a time. Once that's done, I just go straight into my neck, tucking my chin, rotating, looking around to the other side, laterally tilting into extension, all the way over to the other side and back down. You can either tick-tock to go back and forth, or you can just do what I'm doing and go like 3 reps one way, and then we'll change direction. Each day I'll kind of mix it up, and each day won't be exactly the same. But like any controlled articular rotation, you're really trying to keep everything else really still and just moving the joint that we're working, so we don't compensate. So shoulders push away from the ears, all that good stuff. Hands by the sides. If you've got seams on your shorts, put your middle fingers on them and try and keep them there as we roll the scapula up, back, down, forwards. Think of your scapula doing a big circular motion, trying to link each movement into the other. And change direction, so retract, elevate, open, down. Forgot the words then. Protraction, that's the one. Head went completely blank. So retraction, elevation, protraction, depression. You can also do those with your arms out, keeping them nice and straight. Then I go into my T-spine. So if you're new to the T-spine, I suggest standing really wide because you don't want your hips to move. If you're very experienced with it, you can just do it however you want. But with the T-spine, similar to the spine, you're flexing, rotating to one side, you're going to get stuck, laterally tilting down, and then extending all the way round, and then rotating, laterally tilting, flexing. Change direction, rotate to the left, side bend, extend, round, side bend, rotate, flex. tell you what, it's warm with a t-shirt on. The English in me is thinking tan lines, t-shirt, tan lines. Shoulders then. What I like to do before I start my shoulder cars is just some movements like this. You're externally rotating one arm, internally rotating the other. You can kind of sort of lean out to the side. Whatever arm is externally rotating, lean that way. Just to warm the shoulders up a little bit. Then I'd like to do both of them at the same time, just for a couple of reps. Externally rotate, keep externally rotating as we squeeze in, come up into flexion, drop out a tiny bit, then internally rotate all the way into abduction extension behind us. Pinky should be facing forwards, and reverse extension, abduction. You'll hit a blocker, then externally rotate. Keep squeezing external rotation as we come back round. One more. And then just like to do one arm at a time. So right arm first, keep those ribs down, don't flare, don't compensate, just move from the shoulder. Scapula's going to move as well. That's pretty much all we're trying to isolate. Other arm, and it doesn't matter how big this circle is. What matters is how little you are compensating. So if that means that you don't move this shoulder much, if you can't touch your ears, or if you can't flex all the way overhead, it's better to not compensate and just get a smaller circle done. Like a better rep rather than like a cheating rep. Elbows and wrists I actually like to do in a deep squat, because deep squat is important. Most human beings don't have access to a deep squat anymore. So I hold my deep squat position and I just move my elbows through their full range, which is supination, flexion, pronation, extension. And then I hold and just change the direction. Wrists, I put my elbows in between my knees, try and keep my spine nice and tall, keep my forearms really, really straight and still. Just try to move from my wrists whilst keeping my hands really straight. Just 3 or 4 reps one way. Oh, they burn every single morning. Oh, fantastic. Okay, if you want to here, you can literally chill in the deep squat for a little bit. Like, if you don't have a good deep squat, I'd suggest holding this and just taking some time to think about your day, what's coming, what you need to do, clear your mind, slow breathing through your nose, be grateful about what you've got in the world, be positive. Something about just sitting in a deep squat feels, especially in the morning with the sunlight hitting you, just feels so nice, being out in nature. So I could sit here for a long time. We won't sit here for too long because some people might be screaming and saying, hurry up, I want to get on my day. So, literally, I've got a stick. Next is hip cars. So, doesn't matter what side you do. Nice and chill. What I like to do before we start the hip car is just to give it a little shake in sort of like a flexed position, and then come out to abduction and just do the same thing. Left leg, hip externally rotates, adducts, flex, abduct, internally rotate, extend back, and then reverse that position. Extend, abduct, all while trying to keep the core tight and not let the lower back chime in. Just try and keep everything really, really still. Minimize everything else, maximizing that hip. You can also do these side lying, and I'd strongly suggest people starting with the side lying position if they are new to a mobility practice, because standing, one, is very hard, and two, it's a lot easier to compensate in a lot of other areas. You can lean forwards, you can the upper back, the lower back can be going all over the place. And for me, my hip cars look a little bit different than most, because at this point here, that extension and abduction, I really like to try and squeeze internal rotation a little bit, because that's my weak area. Other side. The most important thing about your cars in the morning doesn't have to be too intense. Just wakes your body up. Some people like to really go intensely all the time, kind of like me. Like, I always want to feel something. If I'm doing these, I want to feel something. Whoa. The reason why I'm pushing the stick into the ground isn't because I can't balance. I could do this balancing. But when you're balancing, you're focusing on the balance, which takes away your focus from your hip capsule. When you're doing a controlled articular rotation, you really want to focus on that joint. And you have to concentrate to not let other things chime in, try and help it. Chime in. Externally rotate, squeeze in, adduction. Try and hold that external rotation as we lift. The ankle will drop down, so it's pure flexion, then adduction, internally rotating, driving that heel back into extension. Most people won't have any extension from this position, which is why, people lean forwards, why the lower back arches into an anterior tilt. So just try and keep that core strong as you do it. Knees, ankles, toes, and we're nearly done. So for the knees, you can do it standing, you can do it sitting down. Standing, just because this is my morning routine and I don't like to change positions too much, we'll stay standing. You're going to try to externally and internally rotate from tibia. Whilst you do that, you then flex and extend, similar to the elbows. So external, lift that heel to bum, internal, back down. Now knee cars, if you've never done them, it's for some people that it kind of clicks. You're going to do 3 reps, by the way, and then just hold that internal rotation as you come down and change direction. But for a lot of people, sometimes it clicks. Not sure if you can hear that aircraft. But for some, it takes weeks just to be able to get that control back of externally and internally rotating. So if you're trying this and it's not really feeling like anything's going on, either leg, or if you're feeling like your ankle is burning lows but you're not feeling much from your knee, you just need to sit down, dig the heel into the ground, hold the back of your hamstring, and just practice external, internal, external, internal, learning how to rotate. And when that clicks, you can start adding flexion and extension. Ankles then, literally just slow, controlled circles. And wherever your ankle is weaker, your body will try and speed it up. So take note of that. Change direction. Just try and go really slow, and imagine that someone's put like a bit of chalk on your big toe and you're trying to draw the biggest circle that you possibly can on a chalkboard in front of you. And just think 1 mile an hour, slow and controlled. Don't let the shin bone move. And I try and do this every day. You know, I will not miss many days. Some days they might be a bit rushed. Some days I might like take my time. Some days I might be like, sure, I'm like, I have to do something, or like work my joints that I really need to work because I'm in a rush or something, but I'll get something done. And that's the most important thing, is just disciplining yourself to get something done. You've got toes, you might not be able to see from the camera, but you're literally standing up. You're trying to keep all your toes spread and pushing into the ground, and then just lifting your big toe, nothing else. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Then you press your big toe into the ground, lift all the others without trying to let your ankles cave in or knees cave in. Then lift all your toes off the ground, hold them there, and just press the big toe into the ground. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Hold all the big toes up, and piano key from pinky all the way down to big toe. Then lift them all, and piano key, lift them all, and piano key. Amazing. Now, what I like to do with my routine after I've finished everything, I'm like, sweet, good to go, everything feels great. I either hold a longer deep squat, or I do a stretch of something that I'm working on. For me, I'm always working on my side splits. So depending on what I've done, I actually did a bit of side splits and hips yesterday. So I'm tender. So I just find a position, use my stick to hold on to, because this position is like so intense. And I just find nice deep breaths. You can either just hold a passive stretch, or you can do some very light isometrics in a position. Like if I was in a deep squat, I could do light isometrics, pulling myself into the squat or pushing myself out of the squat, for like pals and rails basically. For this, pushing in is like closing my legs like a book, working all of the inner groin, inner tissue, all on the side of my legs, inside of my legs, and just like kind of holding it, maybe 30 seconds. And then after that, you reverse it and you try and spread your legs wider, working all of the tissue on the other side. That's going to give you strength and control in these vulnerable, weak areas. That's what mobility training is all about. It's like, you want passive flexibility, but if you just have the passive flexibility and no strength and control there, your nervous system's never going to let go, you're never going to change, you're always going to feel tight until you've done that stretch, and then you feel good after the stretch, but then a couple of hours later you feel tight again, and it's like Groundhog Day. To get out of this, sometimes it's really tough, so I just creep myself back in whilst using my hands on the ground. And there you have it, that's the morning routine. Please come back, watch the video, comment how you found it. If you need any extra help with mobility, get in touch with us, because so many people need help these days because of how we live. We're just not, we don't move like we should. Even people that do a lot of exercise still aren't moving like they should. And when I say like we should, is like a human being should when we were, think of humans throughout the entirety of existence. We weren't going to the gym. We weren't trying to get big and strong. We weren't doing high rocks. We were climbing trees, holding deep squats, foraging for crops, and living kind of like animals. So if you can think about that, you don't have to go and live like an animal, but if you can move all your joints as if you were, you're going to be in a much better spot. Love you all.